Alright, and then after spending about, I don't know, 2 hours on buses, I'm finally down to a place that I'm familiar with again. So, yippee. Yeah, this is that section where the first time I came here, there was somebody on every single one of these medians. Today, there's nothing. So, yeah, I could go up there and panhandle, but I'm actually meeting up with somebody today. I'm meeting up with this guy named Jose, who messaged me on Instagram. I don't really know anything about him. He has a YouTube channel, and I checked it out. But I'm gonna go meet up with him and I don't know, shoot the shit. I don't really know if we're gonna do anything in particular, but gonna go meet up with him. Yeah, I had to get on the bus there. But anyway, this Jose guy, all I really know about him is he has ridden trains before. He live streams a lot. Does like 6 to 8 hour live streams. That's something. Honestly, that's kind of it. I don't really know that much about him. I just he messaged me and I was like, oh well, I'm in the right area, so let's meet up, see what happens.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Here's Jose.
I'm Jose. Meet up with Hobo or Techno Hobo. Yep. How you doing? I'm doing all right.
How's it going? You said you've been traveling for what, 18 years?
17.
17 years?
Well, since I was like 18, 19. Beginning of the 19, the ends of the 18th.
Yeah, so we were thinking we were gonna maybe, he's going east pretty soon. I'm going east pretty soon, so maybe we'll do a little bit together. And we're not going to the same place though. You're going to Philadelphia?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll travel together a little bit. I'm gonna stick around Houston or Tucson. I'm gonna stick around here for a little bit and try and make some money, and hopefully have some cash to fall back on when we get to where I'm going, you know. But there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Jose something. What's your name?
Oh, my vlog channel is Jose Sanders Journeys, but I do have another channel. It's just add live streams to the end of the name. But mostly I do vlogs. That's where all my content is.
Yeah, so there you go. We're heading back to a spot right now. We're just making a little more money before we head off, probably in the next couple days here. And we got Reese down there, Jose's little doggy.
I gotta get another fucking harness.
Yeah.
Appropriate leash for her.
She's got a lot of energy. Alright, I was doing a bunch of boring spanging and stuff that you guys don't need to see. But now, me and Jose, we're going to the spot. We're going to try and get out of here. I guess you'll know in the next clip if we were successful or not. Alright, well, we were unsuccessful for tonight. And then Jose's had a friend who called him and said he was in town, so they're going to give us a ride to a different spot. You know, it's possible that trains stop up here, but we didn't see any last night, so it's probably not worth waiting multiple nights for. We're just going to keep moving on, try a different spot.
And then Vail.
Day 2, still have not really had any luck. Still in Tucson. But I do have some stuff to talk about. So, a couple videos ago, I met up with a guy named Brian, and he showed me around Tucson a little bit. We went to a couple different spots, just spanged for a little bit, and then he took off. So I put that video up, and then Brian starts messaging me on Instagram being all pissed about me showing spots. So the thing is, first of all, I didn't show any spots. I did show a map of where we were, and I can understand, you know, that does reveal something, I guess, but not as much as he seems to think. You know, any old idiot can look at a map of Tucson and find the Walmarts that are out on the outskirts. That's all it really is. There's nothing groundbreaking about that. But he seems to think that he fucking owns these spots. And it got so heated to the point where he's threatening now, like, if he sees me, he's gonna beat me up. Like, we were having a great time hanging out together. I mean, we had some slight disagreements, but it's just another one of these cases of someone being nice to your face, and then as soon as you turn your back on them, they turn on you. I don't get it. And it brings me to the larger point of this, like, gatekeeping culture in train hopping communities. There's this fucking train hopping Illuminati that thinks something like, I don't know, they just think that they own the fucking planet. They own all these spots, and it's all like secret knowledge that needs to be handed down personally from person to person, and it can never be shown online. The thing is, most of this stuff has been shown online. Most of it is not rocket science to figure out. I mean, I get the not showing spots like hop outs. Certain hop outs should be kept secret. I get that. But there's other hop outs where it's like, it's so obvious and it's so out in the open that, like, who's gatekeeping? Why are you gatekeeping this? This is not like this is not something that can be gatekept. It's just so frustrating. Like, it's I'm struggling with, like, where the line is, because, like, to be honest with you, you just can't make people happy with this. There are some people who just simply do not want any train hopping YouTubers at all. They don't like the idea of it. They don't like it at all. You'll never make those people happy. There's other people who seem like they're okay with the idea, but in practice, like, you can't actually show anything. They don't want you showing anything. No spots. Don't show the rails ever. Don't show any numbers on the trains. Don't show anything. And it's like, I'll try to like do that within reason, but there's got to be some fucking limits. Because I can't be, you know, I'm gonna hop trains at some point, and I'm not gonna sit here and, like, show nothing. All right, I'll be careful about what I show, but I'm not gonna show nothing. And you know, if you don't like that, fucking deal with it. I'm sick of dealing with people at this point. They think they can tell me what to do. They think they own the fucking planet. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just done with it. I'm done conceding ground to these people. So, you know, that, like, blue stuff that I found the other day, looks like there's all kinds of blue stuff just even in the gravel around here. You get these little, and that's probably paint, but I saw a couple of them. You know, I think it's just like, there's a lot of copper in the ground around here, and I think these are little copper stains, I guess. Hard to say exactly what it is, but you know, some sort of copper. Like this one right here, for instance. So we got a patented graffiti tunnel here we're walking through. Look at this, covered, totally covered. I'm sure this is all local. I mean, there can't really be any gangs out here. Oh, I should say we're in Benson now. I think I can say that. We tried up north a little bit, didn't really work out. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Yep.
That's a shitty thing about hitting the rails.
Yeah, and the only reason we were really up there was because I was already in that area. But anyway, this should be a little easier to hop out of, I think. But cool tunnels too. Some cool art. I haven't seen anything going our direction stop yet, but there are a lot of trains. And some of them are slowing down, some of them are stopping. Just trying to figure out exactly how to get on one. Yeah, so, you know, I was talking about gatekeeping and all that stuff, and then, like, immediately I come to this spot, and honestly, this is the sort of spot that I do kind of want to gatekeep, just because it would be pretty easy to blow this spot up, and it's really nice right now. And so I'm already having to grapple with my my sense of ethics here. All right, we've come to a precarious position here.
Stay right there. Alright, hold up. We don't have a fucking rope.
Almost
grab
there.
my pack?
I can try.
I have no traction on my...
Yeah, there's probably easier catch-outs somewhere around here, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Pretty sure they stop up here, so they just keep going. Alright. So, after 3 nights in 3 different places, trying to get on a freaking train, I've decided I'm done with that. Jose is going to go back to Tucson and keep trying. I don't want to go back to Tucson, and I looked up the Amtrak prices from here to El Paso, and they're pretty cheap. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to get an Amtrak, leaving tomorrow. Me and Jose are going to split ways. It was fun, you know. Had a good time hanging out with Jose, seeing how he does it. I learned some things. You know, every time you hang out with someone who's been doing it for a while, you learn something new. So I definitely learned a couple new things from him. He knows what he's doing. He's, you know, I think he's got a lot of haters online, mostly because he likes riling people up. He leans into it a lot. So, you know, that's just his thing. That's how he handles it. He has a good sense of humor about it. So, you know, to each their own. I told him I'm not in this. I don't want any of the drama. I'm just in this for the traveling. Because he engages in a lot of that drama stuff online. So yeah, next stop El Paso, and I am going to try and get a train out of El Paso. I feel like if I there's a chance that I just keep saying I'm going to get a train and then I never get a train. There's a good chance. I mean, it's not easy, you know. It's like if you are like at that level where you actually know a lot about trains and you know how to catch out and you know where the spots are, then train hopping's easy. You just get on, don't do anything stupid, and then get off. But there's a lot at my level. There's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of walking around looking for spots. There's a lot of uncertainty. And so it's not that easy. And in many ways, I would rather hitchhike. But I also want to hop trains too. So I don't know. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing it. But at the same time, I think 3 days is my limit, at least for right now. So yeah, just going to move on. So I've had a couple days to think about it. Thinking about what Brian said about me showing his spots in the video. And I think my first reaction that I showed in this video still stands. I don't think that's right. I think he's wrong. I think I'm justified in leaving the video up. But at the same time, I have to, you know, this is just the type of person I am. And I know a lot of people would take this and just like be extremists about it for the rest of their lives. Right? But for me, I have to think about things. I have to think, did I do something wrong? I don't think Brian's stupid. I don't think he said the things he did for no reason. I think he was way too aggressive about it. And when I responded in kind, that escalated the situation. So I can take fault on that account, for if nothing else. I'm new to this rail hopping game. Alright? I clearly am. I don't know what I'm doing. The most of the rides I've gotten by luck. I don't deny any of that. And so it's wrong of me to try and take some sort of moral superiority over someone who knows what they're doing. But caveat to that is this issue that I'm having with Brian is not related to rail hopping. It's related to some other shit that I have opinions about. And I'm not going to hide those opinions. So I guess I'm still thinking about things. I'm still deciding what I think. And there may come a time in the future where I take that video down or replace it with something else. I don't think I will. Simply because I think in this specific case, I didn't do anything wrong. What he's saying in general, could I have been doing something wrong? Maybe. He could have a point in some theoretical world where I showed something I shouldn't have. I don't think I actually showed anything I shouldn't have. And I think that's kind of the thing I'm trying to get at, is that, like, I still think I have a lot to learn and I can make mistakes. But was this specific instance a mistake? That, I don't think so. I can see a world in the future where me and Brian make up. Maybe it's after we've already fucking fought it out. I don't know. He's a hothead and so am I. Sometimes that's how things go. With all of these thoughts still ringing in my head, I boarded my Amtrak and set out for El Paso. I had failed to get out the way I'd intended, and I had made a friend and lost a friend in the process. Was this a sign that I was doing something wrong? What would the future hold for me if I carried on without changing my ways? The only thing I knew for sure was that at the other end of this safe, comfy train lied El Paso, a city I was familiar with but uncertain about at the same time. I had no plan in particular, and on the heels of my failures in Tucson, I was struggling to maintain a sense of optimism. Alright, I landed in El Paso. I've been here a couple times. It's an interesting city, and I need to figure out what I'm doing now. So there's the BNSF yard, and just beyond that is Mexico. It's always interesting to me how you can just like look right over the border from here. That big pink building is in Mexico. On the way here, we passed through the Santa Teresa yard, which is in New Mexico. And it is, I don't know, it's a point of interest, but I keep forgetting exactly what people have said about it. I think it's where they like check the trains for migrants and stuff. Either way, it's bad news basically. I got a good look at it out the window. It's a very open yard. I wouldn't want to be there on a train. I feel like you'd just get spotted immediately. Nowhere to hide. Not so in El Paso. El Paso, it's got lots of nooks and crannies to it. And I am going to go somewhere. The thing is, I haven't decided, because I do want to do a lot of train hopping, but to be honest with you, this kind of area right by the border is kind of tricky. There's a lot of security, and I don't know like all the ins and outs to the point where I would feel comfortable doing all that. I think from like Del Rio to San Antonio I would feel fairly confident about, because I've actually done Del Rio to El Paso before, albeit that was a long time ago and I got lucky with that one. But getting from El Paso down to Del Rio, now that sounds a little bit harder. I know of a hop out in El Paso, but it's not a very good one. Last time I was coming back this way, I hitchhiked out from a truck stop out on the east side of town, and it took me a couple of days and it was not very fun, and then it was very slow going from there. And Del Rio is not really that close to here, so I kind of feel like I don't know what to do exactly. I'm gonna do a bunch of research and try and figure that out. In the meantime, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna stay in this area first. I'm scanning the map a little bit, and what I do see is that here in Sierra Blanca, the track splits off. But basically, the fact that it splits off over there makes me wonder if they stop in that area. Alright, so in order to accomplish that, I'm going to go down to this truck stop over here. It is the same place that I was at last time I was in El Paso. That was probably not quite a year ago. Maybe almost a year ago. And yeah, I have a tag down here I might revisit. One of the strange things about doing this for as many years as I have is that I got to this bus stop, got off the 206 right here. I looked around and I was like, hey, I think I've been here before. And as I recall, when I left from this platform. So is this the one I need? I looked over here, it says 84. 84 is exactly the bus I'm trying to get on. So I just fucking remembered from about a year ago in a city that I probably haven't been in more than a week total, which bus stop to get over to the truck stops. Just like kind of a weird thing to remember, but cool. And that bus just never showed up. So I'm walking. I think if you look way out in the distance, you can just barely see the lights of the truck stop. I think that's it right there. Could be wrong. So it's pretty far away. We are back to the days where every time I see a train, I have to look very carefully at it for some reason, even though there's nothing I can really glean from looking at just a random intermodal. I just look at it and I go, man, that could be me right now. If only I knew what I was doing. There's a tag I made like a year ago. I was hoping I put a date on it, but I guess I didn't for some reason, because it was raining and I tried to hide under this bridge, and then it turned out this bridge is as leaky as a sieve. And right before I came down here, I tried to busk up at Love's and they kicked me out immediately. So that's why I wrote that. But yeah, just a little simple thing. There's lots of tags down here, lots and lots of them. Oh, most of them rail hoppers and stuff like that. So I don't know. Seems like a lot of, you know, I remember thinking this last time too, but with all the rail graffiti there is here, these people aren't catching out from right here, obviously. So I do feel like maybe they are trying to hitchhike out to Sierra Blanca like I'm doing right now, and then going from there. Listen, I'm gonna say it. I think this might be the worst Loves in the country. I mean, this El Paso location, look at this fucking bridge in here. It's fucking crumbling. It was crumbling when I came through here last year. So that's extremely bad. The inside is all fucked up. It's weird. Like the way it's laid out is all weird. And they got like really asshole security and staff and stuff. This is just one of the worst Loves in the country. This Petro over here is a little bit better, although it is still laid out very strangely. And the Flying J across the street, I don't actually know. I haven't been there in a while. But I don't get the impression from what I remember that it was great anyway. So all of the truck stops in this area are just kind of whack. I don't even know if I can say what's wrong with them exactly. There's just a weird vibe here. Alright, well, as soon as I got here, I pretty much sat on my ass and didn't do much else. I was initially thinking I was just gonna go, you know, try and keep the momentum going, get out there. But a big part of that is because I've been, I want to say ever since I met up with Jose, but really it started before that. I've been drinking a little more, and I've been smoking a lot of weed, and I've been smoking cigarettes, and I feel like crap. I feel like shit. I don't know why I keep doing it. So I think I'm making a commitment to myself right now. I'm gonna stop drinking, stop smoking weed. I gotta get rid of the last bit of weed that I have. It's illegal in Texas anyway, so I don't really want to be holding on to it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go fucking as straight edge as I can for a little bit. I think the cigarettes, I'm at least gonna try and slow down. We'll see what happens. I gotta stay a little bit sharper than I have been, especially the last couple days. I just, like, I don't know, I guess I took the opportunity to just relax, and I've been relaxing a little too much. Meanwhile, truck stops are always kind of tricky because they're very expensive, and as much as I try not to, I always end up buying a little more than I should, you know, little things here and there. The beer itself was not that expensive. I always get the cheap stuff, but you know, other food and things, it kind of adds up. I didn't have that much money coming into here, so feel like I might have to take a little detour and find somewhere to fly sign around here. I could fly sign right here, but there's at least a couple people who are already flying signs around, so I don't want to step on their toes, and I don't think the Spanish is going to be that good right here anyway. So yeah, this is from here to Van Horn. It's 101 miles. Sierra Blanca is right nearby. Sierra Blanca. 70 miles. This is Fort Hancock. This is where I got dropped that one time. It's alright. I mean, they've got like a Family Dollar and a gas station. But these on-ramps, off-ramps here are very, very slow. And last time I ended up getting out by busking over at the Shell, and someone stopped and talked to me and then gave me a ride to Sierra Blanca. But ideally, I really would just want to get all the way to Sierra Blanca or Van Horn like immediately. Fucking knew it. Route 84 will be deactivated by Sun Metro effective January 1st, 2025. It's like 2 months ago. But it still is the only bus route that shows up on Google Maps. Look at this. This is, you click on the bus stop here that I'm sitting at. 84, 84, 84, 84, 84. There's no 84. This is a lie. God, that pisses me off. And look, no wonder I was confused, because they still have all these things labeled 84, even though it's been like 2 months since they discontinued that route. So I'm still rocking with the same tent that I've had. Its days are numbered. I've been saying that for like the last 3 months or something like that, but it's true. Its days are numbered. But this spot that I'm at right here is like one of the main reasons why I really love this this tent. I'm gonna try and replace it with the same thing if I can. You know, I'm in this little patch of grass right here behind a shopping center, but between the low footprint and the color, the camo color, I'm actually like pretty well hidden, at least from this angle. You know, if someone walks up over here, obviously I'm going to be pretty easy to spot, but the low footprint is a big deal, because, like, you know, I couldn't have set up one of the big like 8 foot by 8 foot Walmart tents here, and all those tents are like bright red or bright whatever, and so this kind of spot right here, you really have to have this kind of a tent to unlock this kind of a spot. And it's nice. I mean, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to pick everything up and go. But for one night, you know, you have some privacy. You have a little bit of security, and that you're not going to be super visible or whatever. And yeah. With basically no money in my pocket, I headed back up to a Walmart nearby. I tried to panhandle there for a little bit, but nothing really worked out. So I set my sights on a different spot where there was a temp agency and a Lowe's, and I was thinking I was going to try and get some work. Look at this shit. This fucking bus doesn't exist anymore, man. They don't get it. It's so misleading. I wish it did, but this bus just doesn't exist anymore. I hope this one does. That's what I'm going to try and get. I'm moving on from right here. So I found a temp agency nearby that I'm going to go to, and it's right next to a Lowe's as well. So even if I don't get any work at the temp agency, if something comes up or whatever, I can go down to the Lowe's and fly sign there looking for work. You know, if things aren't working the easy way, maybe I just got to do it the hard way. Sometimes the hard way is the easy way. Dude, fucking bus 30 just drove right past me. I waved at them, looked them dead in the eyes, and he gave me the no. Like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? He just drove right past me. The buses in El Paso are all fucked up, man. Alright, well, I went to the temp agency yesterday. They said they have a job. that I might be able to get sometime this week. But then they did kind of mention in passing a drug test, and I cannot pass a drug test right now. I mean, I was in Arizona like 3 days ago, and it's totally legal there. And also, you know, I said I was gonna quit alcohol and weed a couple days ago, but I also was like, I don't have that much weed left. Maybe I should just smoke what I have left and then I'll quit. Kind of classic deflection or whatever. But so anyway, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to pass it anyway, but also I have still been smoking weed the last couple days. So that's probably not going to work out. I'm going to go fly a sign a little bit. There's some good places to fly signs around here anyway. This intersection right here has a lot of space on the median. There's a lot of traffic coming through. It's like 11 o'clock, so it's probably not the best time to do this, but I gotta just stop being precious about how everything needs to be right and whatnot. I just gotta get out there and do it. Alright, decided to go with Hungry Hobo. Just keep it simple, it's a little bit funny, it's a little bit descriptive. I don't know if it matters that much, but I think this should be alright. So I just flew a sign for a little bit. I made some money. It wasn't great, but it was enough. There's a really cool bridge right here. It's got a ton of graffiti on it. A lot of it's really good stuff. You know, there's a lot of the usual racist graffiti and gang graffiti and stuff like that, but a lot of it's also like really good, like this stuff. I'll go maybe get some video of some of my favorites later. Graffiti can tell you a lot about the area you're in. The quality, type, and content of the graffiti reflects the minds of the people in that area. High-quality professional graffiti says that the people are creative and ambitious. Gang graffiti says that the people are loyal. Racist and profane scribbles say that the people are frustrated and disillusioned. Graffiti is at the same time private and public. Written when no one else is around, in places most won't see, but made with the intention to show your art only to those with the eyes to see. I had come to that spot because of a temp agency and a hardware store. My intention was to work, but at some point the stress and anxiety just started to build up, and I had a bit of a break. So yesterday really fucking sucked. I was having a really bad mental health day, and I don't just mean I was being lazy and I didn't want to do anything. That was part of it. But also, like, I was just in a really dark place, and I was having like intense daydreams about fucking violence, and I didn't hear any voices or anything, but in that kind of mental state before, I have heard voices, like basically semi-schizophrenic mindset, and I don't like it. It's happened to me before. I know it's a thing. Every once in a while it just happens. I don't know what causes it, but that was happening all day yesterday. So I was just kind of like sitting there like, this is gonna pass, but I just gotta get through it. And so basically I was like, if I feel better tomorrow, I'll do some of the stuff I said I was gonna do. Otherwise, I think I just need to get out of here. And this morning I decided I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm back here again with even less money than I had when I left, and I don't know, I'm just putting it in God's hands. I don't care. I don't feel like trying anymore. I'll get there, or I'll die, and that'll be better. Don't have to fucking worry about any of this bullshit anymore. I decided the spot that I was at trying to hitchhike was like really bad, so I came over to the truck stop, and I've just put my pack and my sign right here. I'm not really expecting much. I don't usually try truckers because most of them can't pick up hitchhikers anyway, but I'm giving it a shot. I didn't put a filter over the video or anything. We're just in a bit of a dust storm right now. The sky is like orange. It looks like one of those filters they put over the videos, make it look like it's in Mexico, like in movies or whatever. Which I guess we basically are. So I don't think I said what I'm doing yet, but I am going to go. I'm going to go back to New Mexico. I'm going to try and get up to Belen, whatever, however you pronounce that, south of Albuquerque, and try and see if I can get from there to Amarillo. El Paso is just like, it's too hard to get out from here going east, so maybe it's easier going north than going east. That's the idea. Yeah, this shit ain't fun to walk in. I gotta get a little bit further down this way to where I think I can hop out. Alright. It's a much nicer day today. The weather has improved. It's still windy, but the dust has settled, so I don't know how that works, but somehow. So the last couple days, I've gotten several sizable donations. Kind of out of nowhere, because I put my last video up like 4 days ago, and it took, yeah, so it doesn't seem like connected to that somehow, but yeah, I mean, like as I was, God, why can't I talk? As you saw, I've really been struggling with money, and I was feeling really down a couple days ago, so just want to say thank you to everybody who donated. The timing could not have been better. I am able to relax a little bit knowing that I have some money in the bank for, you know, when I'm not making much progress. Hopefully I can use that to motivate me to get moving, get back into the swing of things. Well, I've just done a bunch of walking, and I think this spot is not it. There's really nothing here. Everything's really exposed. It's only a single track. I haven't seen any signals, so I mean, I could look further up, but if it's a single track here, then I don't think they're ever going to stop here, like at all. Yeah, I'm going to be so glad when I get back to a part of the country that doesn't have thorns on every single plant. It's so annoying. Even on the ground around here, just like sticks that got thorns all over them. You can't hardly step anywhere, sit down. Look at this shit. But then the trade-off is, once you get away from the thorns, then the mosquitoes come back. That's the real benefit of the desert, is that there's no bugs. At least no, you know, bitey bugs. So at this point, I felt really stuck, and I was just scrambling, looking for stuff to do, looking for ways to get out. I sped up all this footage because it was like 10-15 minutes of me just talking and looking at the map and trying to figure out where I can go from here, where I am, what are the likely routes out. I came up with a few different options, and I had some of the money that was very generously donated to me, kind of out of nowhere. So I was trying to decide if I could get a Greyhound, if I could do anything else, and what I kind of decided on was that I wanted to clear my head a little bit. I wanted to get a hotel room, and I wanted to get clean and get a haircut and do things like that. So that was kind of what I ended up deciding on, and then I would decide to go where from there. I was just sitting here at this bus stop, and I saw that the rocks here actually have some interesting crystals in them. Some really kind of big, chunky ones in these cracks here. Some big chunky ones on the surface, and some really big chunky ones. That's all. Just noticed them here. Alright, so got a hotel room last night, got a shower, shaved my neck, Didn't get a fantastic night's sleep, but you know, it was sleep. I wish I had slept better. It was a comfortable bed, but I was just, I don't know, couldn't quite sleep. I was gonna go get a haircut, but I only have $18 left, and everywhere I've checked so far, their price is like $20. I'm sure I can find something cheaper than that, but I've just decided for now I am going to go over to this other area where there's a guitar center and another music store nearby. I'm going to try and make a sign talking about how I broke my ukulele and hopefully get some donations to get that replaced, and also get some money for a haircut, hopefully. So I made my way over to there, but turned out it wasn't quite as ideal as I was hoping. Well, the dust storm is back, and I'm over here flying a sign. There's a Walmart over here. There's just like not really anywhere good to go here, so I kind of just gotta make do with what I got. And this little spot by the sidewalk here is about as best as I can do right now. The dust storm's only getting worse, but I gotta be out here until sunset. Basically, I gotta make something happen, so I just gotta fucking grin and bear it. I don't have anything to say. This just fucking sucks. Well, I stayed out there for as long as I could, but it is freaking nasty out here right now. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bus down to the hop out that I've been avoiding. And I'm going to try and sleep there tonight, and hopefully stay there for a while and see if I can't catch something. But yeah, this fucking dust storm is crazy, man. I'm pretty sure that American flag got ripped off. It was like attached, like both ends of that rope were attached to something before. This is wild. This is worse than the one the other day, for sure. So guess what? Google Maps lied to me once again. I was sitting down here and I wanted to go down to here. But when I got on the bus, it came down to this place here and then started going that way. So I could have got off and tried to get another bus, but at that point I was just like, fuck it, I'll just see where this takes me. So now I've ended up here at this Northgate Transfer Center. Again, Google Maps says it goes up here, but I don't fucking trust Google Maps. The bus stopped, everybody got off, so I got off with them. It's like 6 o'clock, so I need to find somewhere to sleep. I don't know why, but there's like a fuck ton of bums out here. Like, I don't see a tent city, but it's like everything but. I don't know, you know, it's dark and stuff, I'm sure you can't see, but what the fuck is going on out here? Yeah, I didn't catch much of it on camera because I don't like having cameras out in places like that, but it was weirdly full of people. Yeah, I still, to this day, I really don't know what was going on there, but I just left first thing in the morning, basically. Alright, I just got on the bus first thing in the morning. That place was fucked up. I didn't want to stay there. Back downtown. I know I can get to the spot from here. But I might just hang out here for a little bit. There's no rush. I can't hop a train during the day. I mean, probably not. Don't want to risk it. So, I don't know, maybe I'll fucking... I don't want to walk, though. I don't want to walk around because I'm just, like, sick of walking. I know there's a library down by where I'm going, so I'll probably hang out there most of the day, but, yeah. Alright, I spent a couple days at the hop out. Last night there was something that came by that looked promising, but then it went into the yard to work. I lost track of it, and I don't know where I didn't seem to come back that night, and then this morning there was something there. It was like a half intermodal, half not, and I figured that one's, and it was also working, so I figured that one's going to get split up and stuff is going to go different places, and it's better to wait until there's something actually ready to go. And I think I've kind of figured out what time they usually leave at. There's supposed to be a daily to San Antonio, and then every other day to Dallas, Fort Worth, probably Fort Worth. So there should be like plenty of opportunities. But right now I'm just out of money again. I think that that hotel room was probably a mistake, but I mean, it's been nice to be clean for at least a day or two. But I probably should have spent that money on a Greyhound instead. But at the same time, this gives me the opportunity to get back into train hopping. The spot's good, as far as I can tell. I haven't really like seen anybody pass by, like bulls or even yard workers, so that's good. But I'm just I'm kind of gun shy on getting on something. I don't know where it's going, but I'm gonna have to, and it should be fine anyway, especially if I can get an empty boxcar. That would be ideal. That's what was last night. There's some empty boxcars that I was looking at, but it's just it's a matter of timing and being in the right place at the right time, ready to go. So right now I'm gonna go make some money so I can get some more food, and we'll see. Maybe I should become a scrapper, be one of those hobos that carries around a grocery cart or whatever. All right, well, I went to church because it's Sunday, and then I went out and flew a sign for like an hour, made $23, which is pretty good as far as I'm concerned around here. The change around here is like, mostly it's been like $1 bills, change, and then every once in a while a $5 bill. Today I actually did pretty good. I got 4 $5 bills, 3 $1 bills. Actually, and I got a bunch of quarters too, so it's probably more than 23. But yeah, that went pretty well. The church was unremarkable. There's something about like time, like using your time wisely and spending time with God and stuff. So I don't know, I don't usually get anything out of church. I just keep going because I'm looking for something, but I never quite find it. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that was a pretty good Sunday. It's only like 3 o'clock, so we'll see what happens. I used to believe in coincidences, but the more faith I put in God, the more I start to see the patterns behind these coincidences. Train hopper, hopping on a train, getting where you're going, hoping for a change. Train hopper, no one knows your name. Try to make an impact before you go insane. Train, 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 train hopper. Train, 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 train hopper. Train hopper, eyes are on the tracks. The hunter stalks his target, the target stalks him back. Train hopper, the bull is at your heel. Alright, so I finished with my stuff at that place. I did my busking, my panhandling, and I went to church, and then I came back to the spot, bought some food, and then like I was sitting there for only like an hour, maybe less, and this guy comes up, another train hopper, and we start talking, and he's like, yeah, I just got off the train from Santa Teresa. I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'm trying to get on the train going east. He's like, oh, me too. Hey, you want to get on this one? I know it's going east. This is the one that stopped right in front of us. I had seen some empty boxcars on there. I probably wasn't going to get on it, to be honest with you. So I was kind of waiting for something to stop right in front of me. And I was also waiting for nighttime. But he was like, nah, it's fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So we go and we walk along and we find a car, get on. And we hopped in a boxcar, and now I'm in Del Rio. I'm not going to mention the guy's name. I'm not going to put him on camera. I didn't even tell him I'm a YouTuber, so as far as I'm concerned, I just leave him out of it. Leave him out of all the YouTube stuff, but nice guy, very nice guy. And yeah. So is it a coincidence that I cut a ride out the day that I decided to go to church? Maybe. Or maybe it's divine intervention. Who knows? We were in Del Rio for about 2 days. I did end up telling him I'm a YouTuber, and we ended up talking about it. It was an interesting conversation. It had been on my mind a lot, and gave me some new things to think about. But after a while, it was about time to get going again. Against all odds, I did it again. You can't keep getting away with it. Train hopper, the bull is at your heels. The law is looking for you. At least that's how it feels. Alright, I'm in San Antonio. It is super humid right now. That's something I am not used to. I remember last year coming from Texas into Austin, I had the same reaction. I was like, whoa, there's water in the air. What the hell? So here's another thing I forgot I have to deal with. Bugs getting in. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Thank you for your patience. I know it's been a month since I uploaded. As you can see, a lot's been happening. A lot of it not so great. I'm feeling kind of down. It's been, you know, feeling a little more homeless than adventurous lately. But I really appreciate the donations that I've gotten. As I said earlier, a lot of those came at a time when I really needed them, and I tried to spend it wisely. I don't know if buying a hotel room was the right choice, but it worked out. So yeah, thank you everybody. So yeah, I'll go ahead and read out some donations. First of all, we've got $25 from Kurt. He said, "Hey Ross, you're doing good. Keep it up. Hit the trains, head east, and come to New England this summer." That is exactly the plan, Kurt. So hopefully that'll work out. We'll see what happens. It's already a little late. I'm way behind schedule if I'm going up to New England this summer. Really only have a couple of months before summer hits. But hopefully if I can get the ball rolling, I can get up there at least before it gets too cold. I got $25 from Ken. He said transportation/living expenses. Thank you very much, Ken. Definitely appreciated. I've got $60 from Mom. She said, "Love you and praying for you, Ross. Get yourself something to eat and get out of El Paso." I think I must have talked to her pretty recently and told her that I was trying to get out of El Paso. So thank you very much, Mom. You know I love you too. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I've got $75 from James. Said, "I enjoy you sharing your adventures with us. Here's a little something to show my appreciation for your content." Thank you very much, James. $75 is more than a little something, and I appreciate it very, very much. I got $10 from Michael. He said, "There's nothing wrong with asking for help." You know, that's true. But at the same time, sometimes it feels like I'm doing nothing but ask for help from people. And so I try to do a fair amount of getting stuff for myself. But you're right, there's nothing wrong with it. Thank you very much. $56 from Jill. She had a long message. She said, I am donating $1 for every video I've watched, which I believe is every video on the Technohobo channel. I'm fascinated by you. I see you get a lot of criticism for not getting a job and settling down. However, I think that your contribution with these videos to show what it is like to do what you're doing and how to get by is valuable. On the other hand, I'm hoping as you get older that you do find an avocation that you love. I like how ... Unfortunately, PayPal cut off the rest of the message. We really can't get these long messages through. If you leave a comment on this video, I'll try and find it and see if I can read that one as well. But thank you very much for the $56, Jill. I appreciate it very much, and the kind words as well. Yeah, you know, the YouTube thing, it's something that I've had a love-hate relationship with, but I'm glad that people are getting something out of it, and I hope that, you know, I can inspire people and help people who are coming into the same situation that I'm in. This is not exactly a how-to channel, but if you can learn something from my mistakes, then so be it. I appreciate it, and yeah, so thank you, Jill. And I got $10 from Gary S. He said, moving to Safford in a few months, working for FMI. Yeah, Safford is one of those places that I stopped briefly. It's just outside of Tucson, and it seemed like a nice little town. So I hope you enjoy it there. And yeah, thank you for the $10. Thank you, everybody. I know it seemed like I was struggling for money this whole time, this last month, but looking at all the donations, there's definitely a lot of generosity going around. A lot of it was sort of like, you know, I get some money, it lasts me a couple days, get some more money, lasts me a couple days, and then I got the few donations in a row. They're in El Paso, spent it on hotel. At some point in there, I also had to spend like $50 or $60 to keep my phone going. And then recently that payment came up again and I was not able to make it, so I don't have constant internet access right now, but that's kind of nice, honestly. I've been enjoying not being always on the internet. So, you know, sometimes it feels like the money doesn't go as far as it should, but I think I'm spending it wisely anyway. I mean, I try to. I'm definitely trying not to sort of disrespect the donators by spending their money in unwise fashion, and I hope I am keeping to that. But that's going to be it for this video, I guess, and yeah, hopefully I can get up to New England in time. I'm trying to make some distance right now. I need to be continuously moving if I'm trying to try and make it up there in the next couple months. That's the plan. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next time.